Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, November 11th, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. Today is Veterans Day in the United States. We'll talk about that at the end of the broadcast. Thousands of people have been protesting Donald Trump's election victory in the presidential election. Now for 3 nights they've been demonstrating and conducting vigils in American cities. The anti-Trump rally in Portland, Oregon, apparently was classified by the police as a riot. It started out as a peaceful march, and it eventually ended up with about 4,000 people. It turned violent. They were throwing objects at officers, vandalizing local businesses, and damaging cars. Civil disturbances have been seen in Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Denver, Minneapolis, Baltimore, Dallas, and Oakland, California. Meanwhile, yesterday at the White House, President-elect Trump met with President Obama for 90 minutes in the White House. Had a very brief 3.5-minute press availability following the meeting. Both men expressed their interest and intent to work together during the transition period between now and January 20th. According to Aon Benfield, Hurricane Matthew, which impacted the American coastline back in September, did about $10 billion of economic loss in the United States. However, only $5 billion of that loss was covered by the insurance and reinsurance markets. This is a little bit of a stunning number because typically this kind of a differential between economic loss and covered insured loss is seen in undeveloped countries. The United States East Coast is one of the most developed areas in the world and presumably one of the most insured areas of the world. This points to a significant insurance protection gap. Hannover Re said that their losses from Hurricane Matthew are expected to be slightly below 100 million euros. They said that combined with losses from events in Italy and Germany, the reinsurer's large loss budget for claims still has about 300 million euros left in it for the balance of this year. So it looks like they're going to come in pretty good shape. 13 workers have died in a fire at a suspected illegal garment factory at the outskirts of New Delhi in India. The workers were sleeping when the blaze began earlier today. The factory was being used to make leather jackets in a suburb of New Delhi. An explosion at an Albanian oil refinery has killed 1 person and shut the refinery down. The refinery was about 85 miles south of Tirana. It was owned by an American company that apparently was registered offshore in the Virgin Islands. No word yet on exactly which energy company owns the refinery. However, it now seems as if the company is going to sustain some significant losses. The refinery began operating 2 months ago after this company spent $52 million revamping it. The United Nations is saying that the so-called Arab Spring of 2011 has cost the region's economies an estimated $614 billion of growth because of government change, continuing conflict, and falling oil prices. This is the first estimate of its kind by the United Nations. The Arab Spring began back in December of 2010 when protests broke out in Tunisia, which led to the first of a series of revolutions that crossed northern Africa. It was in the 11th minute after the 11th hour of the 11th day in 1918 that World War I ended. So that would be November 11th. 1 year after that, November 11, 1919, the holiday which originated as Armistice Day in the United States became the first anniversary celebrating the end of World War I. In 1954, Dwight Eisenhower signed legislation changing Armistice Day to Veterans Day as a way to honor all people who had served in any U.S. war. In the United Kingdom, Remembrance Day is this coming Sunday, the 13th. The Queen will lay a wreath at the cenotaph down by Downing Street, and that will also be a very solemn occasion. In the United States, there are about 18.8 million veterans. 1.6 million of them are women. So we owe them a great debt of gratitude, and we'll think and remember them today. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll be talking to you next week.